she shines in her own kind of light. She looks at you once in a day, and what's wrong is alright. And I love her, God knows I love her. It's a pretty woman, she gets to know you, she gets to own you. Yes, it's a key woman. She ain't the kind of turn that you wrap up her name. Well, the things she does, they turn you on just the same. And I love her, God knows I love her. It's a key woman.
Guys, it's Dana again, and since I did a video last, I have accumulated several Blu-rays. So I wanted to kind of do a Blu-ray update, and also at the end I'm going to talk about a DVD that I got. But this first bunch is going to be Blu-rays, and I made a recent trip to FYE at our local mall, and anytime I can get Blu-rays for under $10, and one of these I got for $6.99, I consider that a good deal. So I try to get as many as I can. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take care of something on the computer. Anyway, I got several Blu-rays at FYE, and some of the rest of these I've picked up. I've either ordered or, got at various places, Best Buy, any number of places. But anyway, the first one I want to talk about is Dirty Dancing. I know, guys, that for you males that watch my video, I know that this is primarily not traditionally a movie that guys like. Even guys like my boyfriend who like Patrick Swayze in other movies, they refuse to watch Dirty Dancing. But for a lot of women, this is a good movie. This is a movie that I grew up on. I mean, 85, 86 when it came out. I was a young girl, and a lot of my friends were crazy over Patrick Swayze at this time, and I was a little bit delayed. I didn't understand the sexiness of Patrick Swayze until later. So I enjoyed the merits of this movie quite a bit later than most girls my age, and there are good dance sequences in this film. There are it's a good love story, and it takes place, it's supposedly supposed to take place in the 60s, which is, for me, I like to watch stuff that's either in the 60s or supposed to take place in the 60s and 70s. I like that kind of stuff. So this was the perfect movie for me to watch. And as you can see here, this is the 20th anniversary. And this has a lot of and I think a lot of these are ported over extras from the DVD for any of you that got the anniversary edition of the DVD. It is newly remastered. It's 1080p high definition. It has commentary with the writer and co-producer. There's a multi-voice commentary with Kenny Ortega, Miranda Garrison, Jeff Jurr, Hillary Rosenfeld, and David Chapman. There's a Dirty Dancing 20th Anniversary pop-up trivia track. Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze, where, you get to hear Patrick Swayze talk about the film. A tribute to Jerry Orbach. There's deleted scenes, alternate scenes, extended scenes, outtakes, the original screen test. There's just a ton of stuff. Plus, there's the Hungry Eyes music video, She's Like the Wind music video. I've Had the Time of My Life music video. Tons of stuff on here. Now, as far as the video quality, I know it was remastered and everything, but it looked like it was overdone a little bit in spots. And I know people said that about the Footloose Blu-ray, but I didn't think the Footloose Blu-ray was quite as bad as some of the Dirty Dancing scenes. I noticed some of the dance sequences were almost like they tried to fix it too well, and it was almost washed out. The film was not bright, and it was a little bit fuzzy. Sorry guys, I had to switch back to, I had to plug it back in because this, I'm going to have to get a new battery for this video camera because it's just not lasting long at all. But anyway, back to the movie. If you're looking for excellent quality, don't expect much with this one. I will say there were highlights with it. But, you know, if you can get it for $9.99 like I did, I'd go ahead and pick it up just so you can have Dirty Dancing on Blue if it's the type of movie that you like. But definitely don't pay more than that for it, because I really don't think that the process they used for the remastering was that good on this one. So anyway, that's Dirty Dancing. The next one is Ghostbusters, which I've been wanting for a while. Ghostbusters is another movie that I grew up on. You know, I love Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis and all those guys. And I'm a huge fan of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd especially. And I don't know, this is just a fun movie. Unfortunately, I haven't watched this yet to be able to give you a what I think of the quality of the Blu-ray. You know I say I'll get back with you later on these things, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But hopefully I'll be able to watch this soon, and maybe I can do a video later and tell you, you know, updates on all these things that I haven't got to see yet. But this one was another one that was $9.99, I believe. I know it was under $10. Which I'm kind of glad that I waited this long to get it, because I probably would have had to pay quite a bit more. The extras on this one, there is a Slimer mode, picture-in-picture, and pop-up trivia track, and these are Blu-ray exclusives. So I don't think these, I mean, if they're calling them Blu-ray exclusives, I suspect that they were not ported over from the DVD. Ecto 1 equals 1, Resurrecting the Classic Car, Ghostbusters Garage, Ecto 1 Photo Gallery, Making of Ghostbusters, the video game, plus the original special features, which were, I suspect, ported over from the DVD. This is in 1080p, high definition, 241. You got subtitles and different audio like French and Portuguese. It's got the Dolby True HD 5.1 and Spanish 5.1. The special features, of course, some of those are in high def and some are in standard definition. Okay, and I'm not going to go into big details about what Ghostbusters is. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you know what this movie is. Even if you're not a big fan, I'm sure you've heard of Ghostbusters at one time or another. Okay, so anyway, that's Ghostbusters. The next one is one of Steve's all-time favorite movies, and it has Patrick Swayze in it, which is Roadhouse. And anybody that's listened to one of the commentaries that Steve and I did, we did one for Roadhouse, which I had a lot of fun doing the commentary with Steve. And I must say that Roadhouse is a good movie. I enjoyed watching it, enjoyed doing a commentary over it, and you know, there's plenty of Patrick Swayze to go around in this film, and a rather seductive but subtle, you know, love scene between Patrick Swayze's character and the lead woman character in the film. I thought this was a lot of fun. There were some, you know, it had everything in it. It had the action in it. It had the romance in it. I mean, it wasn't like Dirty Dancing, where Dirty Dancing was really a dance film and a romance film and not much else. But Roadhouse has a lot of other stuff in there so that guys can enjoy this as well. You know, I have yet to hear a woman say that she doesn't like Roadhouse. I was a little bit delayed on watching Roadhouse, quite a bit so. I mean, Steve had seen it several times before I had. And to be honest, I think the week before we did the commentary was when I watched this thing all the way through for the first time. And my dad had seen it several times, and I had caught it in pieces, but for whatever reason or another, I had never watched it all. Again, I'm not going to go through all the details of Roadhouse. If you think this might be a movie that you would enjoy, then by all means try to pick this one up. This is the one that was $6.99, so it was even cheaper at FYE than it was at Walmart several months ago. I'm thinking it was $8 or so at Walmart. So let's see. Again, I haven't watched my Blu-ray, but I have seen Steve's Blu-ray, and I thought that the picture quality was really, really good on this. I think we may even talk about that on the commentary. And as far as extras, there's not really anything to speak of on here, you know, but which would probably explain why the Blu-ray is so cheap. It doesn't have any big time extras on it, but definitely worth a pickup, especially if you can get it for $6.99. Okay, the next one is another one that I've been wanting for a while on Blu-ray, which is The Shawshank Redemption, which is based on a Stephen King story called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, which I had read quite a while before I'd actually seen this film. And very powerful story that was turned into a very powerful and incredible film. Very well acted. I mean, Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman. I mean, you know, this had an incredible cast. And I've heard that this Blu-ray looks really good, and also the Green Mile Blu-ray looks good, which I don't have yet, which is another one that's based on a Stephen King story. So I'm really looking forward to watching this one. This is more of a drama story. Stephen King's not known for a lot of his drama stuff. I'm going to talk about another one here in a little bit that's more of a drama, instead of the horror stuff that Stephen King is traditionally known for. But one thing Stephen King does, and he does well, and some directors can recreate when they make the film, is he creates characters that you can believe in, characters that you can feel for, and Tim Robbins' character of Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption is definitely one that you can follow and care about and care what happens to him. Morgan Freeman's character is another one. His character of Red is another one that you can care for, and you want to see what happens to these two guys over the course of the film. And you know, I think that Frank Darabont did a wonderful job with this. He's one of the few directors that can really make something of Stephen King's work. And that's not that Stephen King's work is not good. It's just that some directors know how to work with his material and some don't. As far as special features on this one, there's commentary by writer and director Frank Darabont. There are two documentaries, Hope Springs Eternal, a look back at the Shawshank Redemption, Shawshank the Redeeming Feature, the Charlie Rose Show segment featuring Darabont, Tim Robbins, and Morgan Freeman, a comic spoof, the Shark Tank Redemption, stills and collectibles galleries, and a theatrical trailer. Again, I have not watched this Blu-ray yet, but I'm very anxious to do so because I've heard good things about it. Also, I'm really looking forward to watching the special features on the Blu-ray as well. The next one is a classic horror for me. Now, people are divided on Poltergeist. Some people really, really like it. Others really, really hate it. There doesn't seem to be a lot of middle ground with Poltergeist. I remember the first time I ever watched this. Of course, I was a preteen then, 11, 12, and there were certain things about this that give me cold chills. You know, there are certain scenes, for instance, when the ghost hunters come to the house, and the ghost, I guess, evidently make one of the ghost hunters see his face peeling off and stuff. That was creepy. There were just certain creepy elements, although they were subtle. I mean, even, you know, I remember after watching this for the first time, not wanting to leave my TV on a channel that you know, when the channels used to go off the air and you had the fuzzy, just the fuzz on the TV, I never wanted to leave my TV like that. And I never wanted to leave the TV on at such time that it would go off like that. Because as anybody that has seen this movie knows, that's when little Carol Ann starts talking to the spirits, is when the TV goes off the air. And for some reason they're able to travel that way and communicate with her. And there are some good elements in there, and there are some very bad elements in there. And the bad elements take Carol Ann and try to kind of hold her hostage in that mid-realm between life and death, I suppose. But I think Poltergeist is a good film. I think Tobe Hooper did a good job. Even though people claim that Tobe Hooper didn't direct a lot of it, whoever did the majority of the direction did an excellent job. I think the film works. I think it works as a horror film. I think it works as a supernatural film. Sadly, the little girl that plays Carol Ann is no longer with us. She passed away at the age of 13, I believe, from some kind of intestinal blockage or infection of some sort. I think she would have been a really great actress as she got older. She did really good in this film. I wasn't real fond of the other Poltergeist films that came after, but this one really hit the mark when it comes to ghost films. And whether you believe in ghosts or not, I think this is a powerful film that works on all the levels. Now, the special features, I think, are pretty much taken from the DVD. They are here: The Real World of Poltergeist Revealed, documentary in 2 parts, Signs of the Spirits and Communion with the Dead. The thing that I was disappointed with the special features is the fact that they really have nothing to do with the film. They're just talking about spirits and poltergeists and things like that, which would have been fine, but I would have really liked to have had, in addition to this, something that talked about the actual film and the people that made it and all that stuff. Perhaps even a commentary, but unfortunately we didn't get that. There is also a new digital transfer, and the soundtrack's been remastered in Dolby Digital 5.1. Again, I have not watched this on the Blu-ray yet, but I hope so to do so soon. Okay, another one I just picked up at Walmart, and I know, I'm behind, but you know, there are so many Blu-rays that I wanted to buy at one time that it just wasn't feasible for me to buy them in bulk, especially new ones such as Super 8, which I paid $24.97 or $98 for at Walmart. I had a very hard time finding it after its initial release, at Walmart or at my local Walmart, and so I had to wait several weeks after the initial release for them to get more copies in. And again, I have not watched Super 8, so please, people, do not spoil Super 8 for me. I'm planning to get around to watching this possibly this weekend. It's got Steven Spielberg's name attached to it, so I have pretty high hopes for it. I hear it's good. I have heard it looks good on the Blu-ray, but I'll have to see for myself on that. Now the Blu-ray has includes over 2 hours of behind-the-scenes special features. There's deconstructing the train crash, uncover the secrets behind filming the astonishing scene. There's 8 featurettes, explore the origins of the story, casting, creating the creature, and more. All those are in high definition. There's 14 deleted scenes in HD, and director J.J. Abrams and filmmakers' commentary. There's also DVD, movie plus digital copy for those of you that want to experience that. Okay, the next one I picked up at Walmart for I believe $7 something is one of my all-time classic comedy films that I love. Either love it or hate it. I think it has cemented its place in movie history in the 80s at least, which is Caddyshack. Again, you have Chevy Chase, you have Bill Murray, you have Rodney Dangerfield, you have Ted Knight. I mean, this movie is just, it's kind of a mishmash of people that were on Saturday Night Live and other, comedy shows, and did stand-up comedy and all those things. Plus, it has a gopher in it. And I know, for anybody that hadn't seen it, you're probably thinking, well, what does it matter if it has a gopher in it? Just trust me, watch the movie, and you will see the power of this gopher on a golf course. And it really adds to the humor, and I don't know, just a great movie. Again, I'm not going to go into detail about Caddyshack, because just from me talking this little bit about it, if you're that interested in it, I urge you to go pick up a copy of this and watch it. Now, special features. I think this one, the Blu-ray does have an extra special feature that the DVD does not include. And that is the bio, Caddyshack, the Inside Story. Comprehensive feature-length 30th anniversary documentary with the movie's cast and creators. Plus, there's ported over from the DVD, Caddyshack, the 19th hole, retrospective featurette, and there's a theatrical trailer. I thought that the quality was very good on this Blu-ray. The colors were really deep. Everything was really clear and crisp, and there wasn't much grain in it, which I know I've been told grain is something that happens sometimes, but I'm not a real big fan of grain. So, when I get a Blu-ray, I expect there to be little or no grain. And Caddyshack lived up to my expectations. So I urge you, if you're interested in these 80s comedies with icons such as Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield in them, I can't recommend this movie enough. Go pick it up. Okay. The next one I also picked up for, I believe it was $11.96 at Walmart, which is The Breakfast Club. Another one of my favorite movies from the 80s with the Brat Pack on it. And by Brat Pack, I mean Ali Sheedy, Anthony Michael Hall, Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald. This is the way that teen films were meant to be, and the way they always should have stayed. I have a real problem with teen films nowadays, because they seem to go more for a hardcore element instead of going for a mixture of the issues that were going on, plus giving some heart to them. Teen films do not seem to have that heart that the films that John Hughes did and some of the other people were doing at the time. And some people may argue with me on this, that because times have changed and teenagers have changed, the movies have to change. And that the movies are a reflection of how teenagers are now. Okay, yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was a reflection of how teenagers were at the time. Cameron Crowe did give, he actually went back to high school and posed as a student to be able to find out those things. But nowadays, I think even though Fast Times at Ridgemont High was harder edged than possibly Breakfast Club and included a lot more sexual elements and things like that, I still think that the teen films now are being marketed by these movie people who think that they know what teenagers want to watch. And it's just so off base and so out there that I see very few teen films that I enjoy. But Breakfast Club hit it on the mark. I'm not going to go into details about Breakfast Club. I just can't encourage this movie enough for those of you that want to go back to that time in the 80s when you had respect for teen films that were being made. And this film is rated R, so definitely not for little kids. But there is a Blu-ray exclusive on this. Access the BD Live Center through your internet-connected Blu-ray player and download even more bonus content, the latest trailers, and more. But there's also, I believe these are ported over from the DVD, Sincerely Yours, a 12-part documentary, The Most Convenient Definitions, The Origins of the Brat Pack, and there's feature commentary with Jed Nelson and Anthony Michael Hall, which I highly recommend. Again, the quality was very good on this Blu-ray. I really enjoyed it. I can say for $11.96 that you're getting a pretty good package here. Good picture, good sound, a quality film, plus good extras. Okay, I couldn't remember if I showed this one or not. This is one that I ordered recently from Amazon. I got it for Steve from Synapse for Christmas, and so he already has a copy, but we watched it together and I really liked it. I liked it so much that I bought my own copy. The quality for the Blu-ray is astounding on this one, guys. Things look really, really good, and if you like gore, there's a lot of good gore to enjoy in high def. This is the unrated director's cut. It's basically not a rape revenge, but just a revenge film where a guy, like it says, the man they push too far. A man is pushed too far and he, goes after all the scum in the big bad city. Now, the special features, of course, you get the original director's cut featuring more gore and violence, newly restored original stereo soundtrack mix, audio commentary with director James Glickenhaus, which I really enjoy, and a theatrical trailer, and there's some television spots as well. Okay, the next one that was really, really delayed on getting, which is a Stand By Me 25th Anniversary Edition. I picked this up on Blu-ray at Best Buy during my last visit to Louisville to see Steve. And I had bypassed this and bypassed this and bypassed this one, and I couldn't anymore. And I'm really glad I picked it up because the film looks beautiful on Blu-ray. It is so breathtaking, guys. Definitely pick this one up. This is another Stephen King drama type film. You have Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, River Phoenix, Will Wheaton. Also Kiefer Sutherland is in this movie. I mean, what more could you ask for? Great coming-of-age story with some drama elements mixed in. A really, at times, heart-wrenching story. It's sad that we lost River Phoenix at such a young age. I think that he was going to be, I think I shared the sentiments of the actors that acted with him and also the directors that worked with him, that he was going to be a force to be reckoned with if he had lived. I think he would have been one of these really great actors who stood the test of time. So it's really sad that we lost him. Now this has a Blu-ray exclusive 25 years later, a picture-in-picture commentary retrospective with director Rob Reiner and actors Will Wheaton and Corey Feldman. I really enjoyed that. Walking the Tracks, The Summer of Stand By Me, audio commentary with director Rob Reiner, and a Stand By Me music video. Those last few things I believe were ported over from the DVD. Okay. Now this, oh my gosh, I mean, Lucio Fulci films, love them or hate them, this movie has got to be one of the most incredible looking Blu-rays I have ever seen since I've had a Blu-ray player, since I've been buying Blu-rays. Blue Underground, I love you. I mean, they took a film from 1979 and they gave this a 2K transfer, which this film has never looked this good. It's bright, it's crisp, the zombies look incredible, the effects look incredible. I almost wanted to go back and watch it as soon as I was done watching it for the first time, just so I could see the way the film looks. And if you don't believe me, go out and please buy this. This is the 2-disc Ultimate Edition. It has, not only does it have the 2K transfer, but it has audio commentary with star Ian McCulloch and Diabolique magazine editor Jason J. Slater, theatrical trailers in HD, TV spots, radio spots, a poster and still gallery in HD, the Guillermo del Toro intro in HD. On disc 2, there's also some stuff from Cinema Wasteland when they had Ian McCulloch, Richard Johnson, Al Cliver, and Octaviano del Aqua in HD. That was great. Dead Time Stories, interviews with co-writers Elsa Brigante and Dardano Sacchetti. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff, and most of it's in HD. So great package. Just all I can say is buy this thing and watch it, and you'll see what I mean. I was just absolutely blown away. Okay. The last thing that I want to talk about is a DVD. This is a documentary that I watched with Steve for the first time. It's called More Brains, A Return to the Living Dead, the definitive Return to the Living Dead documentary. This is one of the best documentaries on a horror film that I have ever watched. It's very comprehensive, seems to cover all the bases, covers the behind-the-scenes stuff, you know, the good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so to speak, and really enjoyable. I really enjoyed watching it again. I don't think the price is too bad. I can't remember the exact price I paid for it, but I'm pretty sure it was under $20. And no, I don't think you can get it on Blu-ray. But there is also bonus material on here. There's 2 hours of bonus material. They Won't Stay Dead, a look at Return of the Living Dead Part 2, a conversation with Dan O'Bannon, the final interview, Stacy Q live exclusive tonight music video, Love Beyond the Grave, a look at Return of the Living Dead 3, resurrected settings of filming locations today, and much more. So, anyway guys, that's all I have for this time, and hopefully I'll have a video here soon of something else. I don't know what yet. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.